Hey guys, Indetta1 here. Got a couple things to show you today. Now, if I haven't explained it, unless I'm extremely modding a gun, I like to be able to return my gun to 100% stock and do as little modding to the actual externals of the gun itself as possible. Excuse me. That being said, there is another WE PDW floating around on YouTube that has a stock adapter to fit M4s on it, M4 style buffer tubes. He says he can return it back to normal. I'm not really sure how, because if I'm understanding his video right, he's removing this part of the stock from the stock hinge, and then he's epoxying on a socket or a socket adapter onto here, and then epoxying a buffer tube onto that. So that's all epoxied, and this has become part of that now. So unless you grind all of that off, I'm not really sure how he's going to take that apart, at least not very easily. So when I mod a gun, I don't even like to change this kind of stuff. So there's my original stock. As you guys know, I got my SOP mod on here. Now this is held on by a screw on the back. I've already loosened that so I can pull this off and show you my stock adapter. Again, this would work for any M4 buffer tube style. I would have to really check. I don't know if this is wide enough. If I was to put a buffer tube on here, I would want it to line up flush with this, not stick out past it, because I think that would be aesthetically, that would be wrong. That's not the way it should look. It should flow from the gun down into the stock itself. So anyways, here is all my stock adapter is. There's really not much to it. It is basically just a piece of hard plastic. Started out as this is what I have left over from it. I just cut off this piece I need and rough cut it to shape with a jigsaw, and then through sanding it with my Dremel and my belt sander, I milled it to the shape that I need here, that you see. And then this is just a solid piece of tube. I couldn't find the exact right outer dimension tubing I needed here, so I had to put this in my lathe and spin it and just sand it down a little bit to make it fit, fit my SOP mod here tight. So then I just basically drilled a big hole and stuck this in there and epoxied the heck out of it. I mean, there's epoxy inside it, and obviously a little bit here on the outside to hold this thing in there. Obviously it's not coming out. The way this is attached to the gun is inside here. I can't pull it off, guys, because I have this glued on right now, this buffer rubber here, but underneath that there's a screw, and that screw just goes through the back of the receiver here, through a hole I drilled, and into my tube. I tap that tube, and then it just screws it on tight like that. So anyways, there's how I did that. If I want to pull it off, just pull that screw off. Hopefully that gives you an idea what it's supposed to, what I did here. If you need to see more of it, let me know. Try not to pull it off in this video. It's not the easiest thing to pull off, but it's not too bad, so I'll do it if you need. The other thing I want to show you is on my WE G36. Again, you guys know the gas guns, so when you throw a mag in for the first time, you got to charge the charging handle. This is the stock. This is off of JG, actually, because the stock one on my Wii broke. I got the Wii used, so I don't know how many times the previous owner had racked it, but the second time I reached for it and went to pull it back, it actually snapped off and broke. I was lucky I had this guy laying around in a parts bucket, so I threw it on there, but I've never been fully comfortable with it. Obviously it's plastic, it's hollow, it's cheesy, and in my opinion they just don't work very well. It's a slow charging handle. So I made my own charging handle here, as you can see. There's the charging handle I built for it. I think the reason they make the folding one on the G36 is so that you can remove the bolt easy. Obviously I have to pull this guy off to get my bolt out, but it's really not that hard. It comes off with, just a little bit of effort. I can pull it out, so not a big deal. I will put a screw in there eventually, and then I'll have to take that screw out. But so there's that. Like I said, it's a lot faster. You just reach up and it's right there. The other reason I think they make the folding one is so that it doesn't catch on your gear. In all honesty, as you can see there, it's really not any wider than the handguard itself, so it doesn't get caught up. I've thrown it on, I've thrown it on with my sling, and this thing doesn't get in the way at all, in my opinion. So it's a lot stronger. It's faster. To me, it's a way better design. Actually, I like the way it looks better than the stock one too. So if you guys are curious, it is an M4 charging handle that I cut the main part of it off. I cut a piece of steel to fit inside this spot where the latch was. I still need to do some finishing on it to clean that up, sand it a little bit smoother, fill it up with some epoxy to hide that fill all the way so that it looks like, so it looks like this side. It looks like one solid piece. But I haven't got there yet. I wanted to show you guys it. Anyways, let me know what you think. Let me know if you need more information on that PDW stock adapter. As always, guys, I appreciate you watching, and thanks again.